CEO Andrew Kimball, and I'm thrilled to be here today with all of you to announce this exciting, new, path-breaking project. We're joined here today by Governor Hochul, Mayor Adams, Deputy Mayor Torres Springer, CUNY Chancellor Rodriguez, CUNY Chair Bill Thompson, First Deputy Mayor Lorraine Grillo, Chief of Staff Frank Carone, Councilmember Keith Powers, former First Deputy Mayor Dean Foulahan, our partners at DOE, Health and Hospitals, the School Construction Authority, and the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner, along with a slew of community and labor leaders. This project is a big deal. It takes a village to build it, and all of us are here together. And thank you. As the city's economic development arm, today's announcement represents a path-breaking approach to economic development, where we're bringing together industry, education, employment, and private investment all in one campus. Coming off the heels of the pandemic, we see more than ever that investment is needed in public health, education, and life sciences. And our success moving forward will be about how we prepare future generations and connect our young people to jobs in these fields equitably. We believe this project will achieve these goals while diversifying our economy and supporting its resiliency long term. Now, to share more about this remarkable project and historic partnership, it's my great pleasure to announce the Governor of New York, Kathy Hochul.
Good morning. Making the magic happen every single day, right, Mayor? That's how we roll. That's how we roll. I am so delighted to be here today, joined by the distinguished individuals, starting with our mayor. Partnerships that are real, they're genuine, they're based on trust, faith, and a common purpose to lift up the people of our city and our state. So let's give another round of applause to our great Mayor, Eric Adams. Felix Montes Rodriguez, our Chancellor, thank you for being the steward of the opportunities that lie before thousands of young people to have their lives turned around so dramatically with the power of an education. So to our Chancellor, we thank you for all you do. We also have our Chair of the Trustees, Keith Powers. Thank you for your engagement and supporting and elevating local projects. I know a little bit about New York City. They're not always easy to get done, and it takes leadership at the local level as well, so thank you. I spent 14 years as a council member. I've felt your pain, but also when there's a big win, you need to be part of that as well, and you are, so thank you. I know Brad Hoylman's here, yes, no? Brad may be here. Gary LaBarbera, where's Gary? Gary, okay, Gary. Gary, do you have enough workers for all the jobs we're giving you these days? Okay. Don't be sitting here. Get out there and get me more workers. We have so much work to be done here in the state of New York. So grateful for his support of this, but also all the projects that we're going to be talking about going forward. Jennifer Robb, the president of Hunter College. Let's give a round of applause to Jennifer Robb. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you. Andrew Kimball, the CEO of Economic Development for the city, part of the Dream Team. I had my Dream Team as well, with James Katz, our Deputy Secretary for Economic Development. Robert Mojica was all over this, helping us out. And of course, the highest position, appointed position in state government, Karen Persicilli-Kehoe, who worked with Frank Carone to get this over the finish line. I'm grateful for them. Now, I mentioned what a great week this has been. Upstate, downstate, just within the last week, announcing the largest private investment in our state's history. $100 billion invested by a semiconductor manufacturer that could have gone anywhere, thought they might have looked at another place called Texas, and we won the deal. And I'm proud of that. I don't mind bragging about that one. But then, within days, to be able to close the deal on the mayor's most significant achievement in his short tenure as mayor. Our first meeting, we met a lot. All he talked about was this project. Was get this done. This can be transformative. It can give people the chance to get a good job, a good education, an opportunity, have different healthcare outcomes, bring the smartest and brightest to a common place, a campus, which would be extraordinary. He had this vision, and our teams working together were able to break through decades of roadblocks and hurdles that needed just the commitment, the ability to get things done and just roll up the sleeves and work together. What a radical idea. City and state working together. How about that? How about that? So, dreams do come true. Dreams do come true. And I also think back, as Andrew mentioned, how focused we are now on healthcare more than ever. Something that we all took for granted for a long time, and then you get slammed with a global pandemic. Right here, the epicenter, New York City. And all of a sudden, you're starting to say, wow, do we have enough healthcare workers? Do we have people with the skills they need? Do we have the facilities? Will we be able to handle this again if it happens again next year? That's why we're studying how we got through this. We're going to have a report, a blueprint. But we also have to say, let's use this opportunity. While the attention is focused on the needs of the healthcare industry, let's do some magnificent things. So I want to make sure that we build the very best healthcare system in the world. We have what it takes. We have the will. We have the political clout necessary. We have the leadership at the local level. There's nothing stopping us now. And I believe we can revolutionize the delivery of healthcare for all New Yorkers. Sure, our work's cut out for us. We say, bring it on. We embrace challenges. And even before the pandemic, we saw trends back in 2018 that our healthcare workforce would not meet the demands of our population. It was already shrinking, and also exacerbated by pre-existing disparities in healthcare outcomes in communities of color. But all of a sudden, as I mentioned, this pandemic just put a laser focus, a spotlight on all those problems and brought them to the bear. So now we have to focus on retaining our workforce, making sure we have enough nurses and doctors who are equipped with the tools they need. And if we know anything, it's a focus of government as well. And that's why in my very first State of the State, my first budget, I put $10 billion on the table, a record amount of money to say we have to lift up the hospitals and the healthcare systems and the providers, but also we have to have a new way to train more people and get them energized and excited to be willing to do what those brave heroes did during the pandemic. You know, if only our healthcare angels, our healthcare workers were angels, everybody else, the brilliant minds behind the remedies, the therapies, they had to be the saints. And that confirms that New York truly is a place where miraculous things happen, and that's exactly what we're doing here today. Today is a miracle. And to announce that the state and the city are coming together to build a science and research campus. I love the word spark. It sounds like electricity and energy. Whoever came with that, give them an extra drink tonight. On me, I'll buy it, what the heck. Right here in Kips Bay. Like I said, the mayor, all he talked about, can we do Kips Bay? Let's do Kips Bay, let's do Kips Bay. And this project is a $1.6 billion joint, focus on the word joint project, a joint investment. They say we're going to break ground in a couple years. I'm not going to give you the numbers because I already said, now you're going to shave time off that, aren't you? So I'm not going to give you any dates. That's how we do it, right, Mayor? It's like, okay, we see a year, slap off a couple. So I'm not going to tell you that one, but it's been stalled. The old way of doing business is over, and I'm really, really proud that we were able to announce this today. So we will have the first-of-a-kind innovation hub and enhance our reputation as a global leader in science, healthcare, public health, creating the jobs of the future. And this is what gets me so excited. We have a need. We have the demand. We have the young people in communities, particularly those that have been hardest hit. If we can make that connection to get them into the doors, to get the training, there's no stopping us. But also the thousands and thousands of construction jobs as we continue to build. I need more people to go into our incredible workforce development programs, and we put $350 million on the table in our state budget, doubling the past investment in workforce development, because this is how you bring it all together and establish a pipeline from our public schools to these dynamic careers. So we're going to have a high school focused on this as well. This is brilliant, my friends, absolutely brilliant to bring it all together in one place, serving over 4,500 students from the Hunter Bellevue School of Nursing. So I'm excited. I think this is extraordinary, and I'm excited also about the ability to generate revenues for this community, over $25 billion in economic impact over the next 30 years. So that also grabs my attention as we supercharge our economy overall in this post-pandemic world. We are becoming the magnet. In case you haven't noticed, people are leaving the other states. I know this because I'm calling CEOs every day. I wake up and I call CEOs in other states, and they're understanding that the energy is flowing east. It's not the West Coast. It's not the South. It's not Austin. It's not the Research Triangle. They're coming right here to New York, and we have the data to verify. It's an exciting time for all of us. So the construction jobs, the long-term jobs are all transformative. Also, we invested $620 million in our budget in life sciences overall. This is a part of that, but we're going to keep going, and I'm so excited to be able to announce that today is the day it all begins. Can't wait to announce the day it's all done, and we start welcoming the students back in here, and we'll move this along as fast as humanly possible. And again, it only happened because we had a mayor who stepped up and says, we can do this. I believe we can do this if we work together. And our teams work together day and night. And it was complicated. It was complicated. And people more faint of heart might not have been able to endure what our teams went through. But that's how we get things done in New York. And I'm so proud to have the mayor as my friend, an ally, and someone who's in sync with me in our efforts to lift this city up, lift our state up together. And that's what today's announcement is all about. With that, let me bring up our amazing mayor, Mayor Eric Adams, to talk about the city's role in this great project. Thank you, Mayor Adams.
Thank you, Governor, for your real partnership and for the opportunity to partner with you as we deal with the development of this area. And I cannot thank our team. Complications fosters communications. And to Deputy Mayor Maria Torres Springer for having just a clear vision of the possibilities. You know, I'm just so impressed to have 5 women running this city right now and guiding us with a clear vision. And you saw this. You came together with Andrew Kimball and the other parts of the team. This has been tried for many years. And it was about being very clear with our focus on how we were going to accomplish this task. And so I cannot thank this team enough for having the vision of seeing what the possibilities are and what they should be, coming together with our partners, coming together with our men and women in labor, coming together with our elected officials. So I just want to pause for a moment so I could have a complete speech, because this guy has a sign he wants to protest something. So why don't you do your protest and get out of the way so I could, okay, he's with us, okay. I just I want to flow, Governor, seamlessly. So I like to get the protest out of the way. But good, solidarity, you know, I like that solidarity, you know. You brought your team with you. You know, I want them to be at Yankee Stadium so that we can get the Yankees to win. But so I want to thank everyone, the city and state, CUNY, and our other partners for this very clear vision. This new science park and research campus, Spark, as the governor alluded to in Kips Bay, is more than just a hub for life sciences. It is really will become the feeding ground for ideas, for employment, for attracting people to this city. The magnetic and gravitational pull of this hub is going to bring businesses here all over the country, if not the globe. It's a bridge to the future, and that would take students of today directly into the economy of tomorrow. Over and over, we've seen that when it comes to economic growth, companies look for the talent. As you stated, Governor, we hear it all the time. Every new business that opens, they want to know what talent we have, and that talent lies in our young people. So we're building out a system that will ensure New York City not only finds, attract, but produce the talent right here in our city. We're going to make sure New York City leads the globe in life science and public health careers. The demand that we needed during COVID, the shortage of nurses, to find the new inventions, to find the vaccines, we're now going to have that right here in our city, here at this campus that we are building. And this project will anchor a district with a core vision Life science is one of the biggest industries on the globe and expanding every day. And the new markets are bringing so many businesses outside the peripheral of the actual campus that will also grow in the process. If we want to be a leader in life science fields, we need to be the leader in training talent for their jobs. So we want to make sure we bundle all that opportunity in a centralized way in one location, in one place. This is real workforce development, something that we are keenly focused on and will continue to look towards developing. It would take our kids from high school to college, to graduate school, to training, to full employment, all in New York City. You don't have to go anywhere. And this site was planned to be a sanitation location. We took trash and turned it into treasure, and that is the focus we are looking towards. This is why city and state partnerships are so important. I would be in a foxhole any day with you, Governor. As we deal with all these crises we are facing, your ability to bring together the team and lead this state is indicated right here today, how you turned this around with the partnership and the leadership of your great team, Karen, and the entire team making this happen. You really got stuff done. Governor that got stuff done. We really appreciate that. For years, governors and mayors have tried this. 4 years. Lorraine, you know how long they've tried. 4 years they've tried this. And we were able to put personalities aside and put people on our side to make sure that this project happened. This is a place where education and workforce development come together seamlessly. And that's what Spark Kips Bay is all about. The project will transform an entire block into a 1.5 million square foot state-of-the-art destination for life sciences industry, and as well as truly modernizing educational facilities for our young people at the DOE and aspiring scientists at CUNY. Chancellor, you have been a real partner in this, and I want to thank you, Councilman Powers, for what you have done in this endeavor as well, bringing CUNY, DOE, businesses, city health, workforce, all of us coming together to solve a real problem that we are facing in our city and country. We're gonna have everything from labs and office spaces, classroom, business incubators, all the pieces we need, as well as open space for public realm, improvements for the neighborhood and community. This is going to revitalize this entire area. Each Spark will offer higher education opportunities through our academic partners at CUNY, internships in every level, including entry-level jobs from our industry stakeholders, advanced career opportunities in everything from research and development to production and innovation. And these are real jobs for real people, and space for New Yorkers to start their own companies and promote overall economic development. And so we want to thank the partners that are here today, but we also want to focus on something that's crucial. We want to focus on our young people, students like Davea Smith-Hill, who's here. Where are you, Davea? I know you're in the room. American story, solving American problems. Came here from Jamaica and decided to move through her life. She worked under the table of health aid jobs until she was finally able to get a green card, and she went on to become a nursing student at BMCC CUNY, and now she's here making sure we deal with our nurses shortage. Let me tell you, people often say immigrants need us. No, we need you. We need you to come here with your enthusiasm, your ability to help us get stuff done. We cannot thank you enough. Congratulations to you. Let's make sure we continue to make this happen. And Arietta, are you here as well? She attended New York City Public School, graduated from Hunter College, and leverage an internship through the city's Life Science New York City program to launch a career in bioscience. I want to thank her for what she has done. The daughter of Albanian immigrants, city of immigrants, educating, having them be a part of our city. Let's think about when the asylum seekers and migrant seekers are coming here to our city. This is what makes New York and America runs. These young people are the future of our city. They're the ones that would keep us healthy and keep our community growing. The investments we are making today will pave the way for even more New Yorkers to follow their dreams. This is how our city and our partners are working. And while we will continue to coordinate together, this is where we'll invent new vaccines, cure chronic diseases, and unlock the knowledge that will help millions of people live longer, stronger, and healthier lives. A place that will bring $25 billion in economic impact into the city over the next 30 years, $25 billion, and over 100,000 jobs, including 2,000 permanent life sciences jobs, as well as creating opportunity for all our young people as we move forward. Young people creating our future. New York is coming together. I'm very excited about this project, and I cannot thank the teams that have come together to just make you and I look good, Governor. They brought it home, they got it done, and we want to create a spark for this entire industry. Thank you so much. Thank you, Governor. Job well done.
Thank you, Mayor. And as the mayor said, a project like this doesn't happen without visionary leadership at the City University of New York. And I've had the pleasure of knowing the chancellor, the chair, Hector Batista, for some time. It's an incredible team, and the chancellor is somebody whose passion for his students is equally matched with his passion for their success once they graduate. And that's what this is all about, creating those pathways through school into the jobs of the future. It's my great pleasure to introduce the Chancellor of the City of New York.
Thank you, Andrew, for that very kind introduction. And on behalf of the entire City University of New York, I want to thank Governor Hochul, Mayor Adams, and President Kimball for their leadership in making this great day happen today, and for the opportunity to be part of this transformational development here at Capes Bay. I also want to show my appreciation to my board chair, Bill Thompson, and thank him for his support and leadership in this entire process. And as the governor and the mayor acknowledge the great work of their teams, and I echo that appreciation for all their hard work, I also want to acknowledge the members of the CUNY family that were important in making this transformational announcement here today. Our COO, Hector Batista, thank you so much to you and your team for your work and dedication to make the project happen. We also have the partners from the CUNY family that are going to be housed in this incredible facility, led by President Jennifer Rabb from Hunter College, Provost Erwin Wong, who's representing Board of Manhattan Community College here today, and Susan Klitzman, who is the Senior Associate Dean for the CUNY School of Public Health. The mayor also acknowledged one of our great students, Devea. It's an honor to have you here, and one of our former students, now graduate, but you can come back for additional schooling too when this is open in Arietta. Great inspirational stories and examples of that talent, that great talent that we have in the City University of New York that both the governor and the mayor alluded to in their remarks. COVID-19 proved how important New York's public hospitals, research institutions, and universities are to the survival and the well-being of our beloved city. So it is fitting that the mayor and the governor have teamed up with CUNY to transform this Brookdale campus into a public health and education hub to better meet the needs of our students, faculty, and of all New Yorkers. Sparks Capes Bay would allow CUNY to expand our career success programs in healthcare and public health, connect students to internships and jobs in these growing sectors, and expand our robust and growing life science research capacity. Let me just give you a brief overview of CUNY's footprint in the health and life science space. CUNY currently enrolls 40,000 students in health and human services programs across our 23 campuses. 40,000 students already in these fields, and think about the multiplying effect that this project will have in those enrollment numbers. All those campuses support 350 degree and credit-bearing certificate programs in 60 health-related fields. CUNY's health programs are bolstered by strong partnerships with leading healthcare industry employers, including, but not limited to, the New York City Health and Hospitals, Mount Sinai Health System, One Brooklyn Health, Northwest Health, Montefiore, San Barnabas, about many, many others. I want to give my thanks to the governor and the mayor, right, for all, on behalf of all those CUNY units, for this new hub that would have new state-of-the-art facilities and more additional space for all the stakeholders and the institutions that I mentioned here. What will be housed here at Spark Kips Bay? The anchor institution will be our premier Hunter School of Nursing and the School of Health Professions, will be the anchor of this development. We'll also have additional life science and science research labs for the Hunter College faculty. We also will have our CUNY Graduate School of Public Health and Health Policy that was so instrumental to the city during the pandemic. They will also find their new home here. And the board of Manhattan Community College, which is where Davia is going in the nursing program, would expand their healthcare offerings here. They would have dry labs, simulation labs, flexible classroom to support degree programs and short certificates in areas such as community health education, gerontology, health information technology, nursing, paramedic, and respiratory therapy, among others. We are excited that being part of the Spark Kips Bay campus and of the new corridor, we will be vastly expanding our partnerships that provide critical opportunities for students to gain the hands-on experience needed to launch and advance in thriving healthcare-related and life science career. Think about the incredible additional synergy and collaborative ventures that those three CUNY entities that I mentioned before can develop with the private life sciences development on First Avenue. Think about the possibilities of research, internships, startups, all the things that can be generated by that energy in that hub. In addition, the partnership with Health and Hospitals Ambulatory and Simulation Detailed Training Center here. And in a pattern that is so well developed so far, that partnership between CUNY and the Department of Education, we're going to be housing here that high school anchor on health professional and human services, building on that long tradition of CUNY working with the DOE to create a career pipeline for many of our students. The possibilities are endless, and expanding that life science and health talent is just something that we are entirely committed to and will only grow exponentially as a result of this opportunity. The City University of New York is proud to be part of this historic announcement and looks forward to continuing to work with our partners in government to strengthen our city, particularly as we continue to rebound strongly and more equitably from the consequences of the pandemic. And we stand proud with a governor and a mayor that provide inspirations to all New Yorkers about getting things done, about moving an agenda forward, and having the best interests of New Yorkers at heart, and know that all the talent and all the work and dedication of the City University of New York is at your disposal to make this and many more things happen. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chancellor. As the mayor and the governor referenced, there have been many ideas, many debates, many discussions about what should happen on this campus for many, many years. And we feel very blessed at this moment to not only have the leadership that we have at the city and the state and at CUNY, but to have a fantastic local leader and council member, Keith Powers, somebody who understands not only that he can have a tremendous impact in his district, but back projects that will have impact throughout the city and the region. And he will be absolutely instrumental with this project and getting it over the finish line in the next few years. Ladies and gentlemen, Councilmember Keith Powers.
Thank you and good morning. And I want to say a very big thank you to Governor Hochul and Mayor Adams and the Chancellor and EDC President, everyone for being here in District 4 today to make a very big deal, a very big announcement. It's a very big deal. My name is Keith Powers. I'm City Council member for this district. I live just a few blocks away in Stuyvesant Town and have a district that goes all the way to the Upper East Side. And know that my district is really critical to the success of this city. When you talk about Midtown all the way down to Stuyvesant Town and Kips Bay, and what we do here is going to have a tremendous impact for this city and state in the years ahead. I just want to recognize that as we've discussed this process and the years that have gone on this, somewhere in this crowd, I think is my predecessor, Dan Garanik, who's now right in front of me. And I want to give him a big shout out because he's been thinking for a very long time about how to make this site work for our community. So I want to give him a very big shout out. And I would be a very bad city council member if I don't recognize my constituents who are here from Stuyvesant Town Waterside. Just put your hands up. I see you guys in the back. And of course, our community board chair and our community board members here as well. But look, we are here to make a very big announcement about the future of New York City, a proposal that aims to accomplish two major goals pivotal to our city's recovery: growing our footprint in cutting-edge industries like life sciences and furthering our investment in our public education at all levels. From high school to community college to undergraduate to graduate schools, this would expand affordable and accessible education opportunities for New Yorkers in key sectors. I'm a proud graduate of the CUNY Graduate Center, so I know how important CUNY is. And my mom, in fact, lived in the dorms here and studied nursing right here at this campus. And so I know firsthand how impactful these programs can be. And I have to say, I recognize my friend Jennifer Rabbit Hunter for everything she does in our district here. This education here will help train New Yorkers to prepare for the future public health crises, and the research that would be conducted at these facilities could help us even avoid those catastrophes preemptively. The expansion into life sciences has helped usher New York City. It's been a boom to our economy, and it will pay off, not only now, but it's going to pay off for decades to come. And this facility is going to be that investment going, not just the job here, but going way back to start students on a path for getting those jobs. Getting the next generation involved in those industries like this is critical to maintaining our position to the global economy. I think the governor said it. We are in a competition with other cities and states for those jobs, and what we do here today and what we do throughout this area is going to be the way we beat those other cities and bring the jobs here. And let me be clear to my residents here, we are going to make sure this project delivers for you guys too. It's going to deliver opportunities to this whole city, but also to this immediate neighborhood through redevelopment and reinvestment in our community. And we're already hearing about some of those projects that are coming forward. I am really confident that working with our partners in the city and state administration, we can get a solution here that delivers both for our neighborhood, for this region, and for this whole city. And I will be the one to say it again, the cooperation here and the work that the two teams here did is very admirable. And I want to give you guys another round of applause for all the teams that put a lot of work in to get here. And as we begin a process here to get this project through a public review process and hopefully cut that ribbon here sooner than I think the anticipated timeline, because I am on term limits, my friends. I really look forward to working with my neighbors, with colleagues and stakeholders about this project. So just want to say again, thank you to the governor, thank you to the mayor, thank you to CUNY, thank you to EDC, thank you to everyone for being here today in the amazing 4th Council District, and I look very much forward to working with all of you on a very exciting project for our city. Thanks so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes today's program. We kindly ask that program participants join us for a photo on stage. All other invited guests, please kindly make your way to the exit. Thank you for joining.
quick photo. Can everyone just pile in a little bit? Thank you. Yeah. Can everyone just back up slightly? Back up. Just back up. All right, everyone look right here.
I know my spot is too.
Everyone look here for 1 second.
Okay, everyone look right here, okay? Right here. Got it?
Thank you.
James, just come over here, please. Thank you. One more right here. Got it?
So the CUNY elements of this project are being split 50-50. That's in the $500 million range. And then there's additional $700 million of city money going into those health-related city agencies. On top of that, there'll be close to another $1 billion private investment in the private space that will get built down the road, also on the site.
Is it going to be a line item?
Why life sciences? Obviously, it's a very competitive industry. Other cities have almost cornered this market. Boston comes to mind that has a huge life sciences industry. What is it about life sciences that gives you both confidence that this is the right industry to concentrate on here?
We both have our perspectives, but we know that this is a strength of New York, and there's no reason why that we cannot be known as the premier destination for healthcare researchers, innovation, incubating technologies that can be commercialized, creating spin-off industries. But the main thing we have is the talent. People are leaving other cities. We have data that shows that they want to be here, and that's why we have pressure on housing, for example, something we're going to be working on together in my next budget, but that's a sign of confidence in New York. So people want to be here, so we get the talent, we get the world-class facilities, investments that perhaps should have been made a decade ago are being made now. And so that's why I believe that this is the place for this innovation, because people want to be here in New York. And our residents deserve the best health care available, and they'll get that.
And, I don't think people realize the impact that New York State played on fighting COVID. Our labs are doing an amazing job. But at the same time, we were also handcuffed by needing outside entities to come up with solutions for New York. Health and health care and new innovations, fighting diseases. This is something that's going to be here with us. And we should be the center of that because of the combined diversity we have with students coming from all over the globe. This is the right thing. This is an industry that is only going to grow, and we need to be on the cutting edge of that growth.
Governor, that data you referenced that people are coming here, where is that data coming from?
I have data that we'll have it by the end of the year. We're compiling it right now, but I speak to a lot of business associations, leaders of the major tech companies, and they're showing me that they're having incredible opportunities to recruit people that are wanting to come here. But it's also seen in the pressure on our housing market. If we did not have people wanting to be here, we'd have plentiful apartments to rent. And the data verifies that there is high demand for people to live in this city. And I think that by itself stands on its own.
Just regarding the state's end of this, Governor, is this going to be an appropriation or line item you're seeking from the legislature in the upcoming budget, or as part of a previously approved capital plan?
It's $479 million. James, the source is the capital.
The state will make provision for the project in its support of CUNY through the state's capital budget. That will include some existing appropriations and likely some future appropriations, and we can connect you to the division of the budget for the particulars.
For Mr. Mayor, the council speaker said yesterday that she received no advance notice about your plans to turn the Row Hotel into an intake center. Is that true? And if so, why isn't there better communication with the council?
I'm sorry, advance notice on?
On your plans to turn the Row Hotel into an intake center?
The communication is excellent. I think that Tiffany Raspberry, who's in charge of our intergovernmental affairs, she's doing briefings with council personnel all the time. They could be an internal communication within her office, but we told her office that what we were doing. But I think it was last week that they said use hotels. Am I missing it? And so when they put out their 10 hotels, they put it online. They didn't give it to us. They put it online. So we communicate directly. And we want to encourage greater communications. We enjoy communicating. We update all of our lawmakers. We have a large number of them on the Zooms that we do to keep them updated. So if there's a lack of communication, it's definitely not on our part. We believe in proper communication. But this stuff is moving. It's fluid, you know, and so sometimes we have the luxury of giving a 7-day notice. Sometimes we have the luxury of only doing a 48-hour notice, but we give the notice. And anyone that knows me, I'll give you the text 2 a.m. in the morning if need be, you know. So we did a good job of communicating.
Yeah, Mr. Mayor, the other day you said that since the emergency declaration, when you asked for more state funding, there was nothing specific you could point to in terms of more support from the state, but you said you and the governor were communicating. Do you think you're getting enough support from the state? What does that communication look like? And then also for both of you, I was curious if you guys have any thoughts on Senator Gillibrand's suggestion of moving some of the migrants to upstate.
Well, first of all, to answer your question about is the support there, heck yes. You know, heck yes. Listen, I have not had a better partner than this governor. From COVID to monkeypox, to crime, to transit safety, to education, you know, I know there's a lot of mayors throughout this entire state, but there's no way you're going to tell me I'm not her favorite mayor. It's just not possible. And so giving us the National Guard, we needed that to help us manage this, to assist us in navigating the challenges we were having at the Port Authority, stepping in and making sure that we can have this seamless transition. You know, Karen's her staffer, all of her knowledge and skill in navigating has been just unbelievable with our chief of staff and their coordination. And so we have a real W in how the governor has been just an unbelievable ally in this pursuit. And there's several other things that we're going to need to state, locations, navigating those locations. And she has been there. And I cannot thank you enough, Governor, for just being there.
Locations for what?
Well, we're going to house people. We're going to look at different location plans as we look at the decompression strategy that the president is putting in place that announced we called for last Friday. Now we want to make sure that we continue to find locations that we can utilize to house those who need housing.
Mr. Mayor, along with what you were just saying, one of the locations that was questioned, like why weren't we using it, is the Jacob Javits Convention Center. Its proximity to the Port Authority, its amount of space and versatility being used in different emergencies. Was the Jacob Javits Convention Center considered, or is it not being considered for some reason?
We looked and we are looking at every place, but at the same time, as we house, we cannot harm our economics. The Jacob Javits Center is being filled with conventions. So we do not want to harm the economy as we house people. That's the balance that we are correctly doing. We're in conversations with the governor's team and say, okay, how does this solve our housing issue without harming our economic issue? And that, so we need to be clear. This governor and I are looking at the entire field. Sometimes people point out different places on the field. No, we have to look at the entire field. We got an economy that we must recover. We're looking at a potential $10 billion budget deficit. And so if we siphon off things that are helping our economy, that would be irresponsible.
Governor, do you have a response to that?
I will just answer because you did have a two-part question, and you did say the governor at the end of it, so we'll just make this. Just a couple of hours ago, I got off the phone with Secretary Mayorkas, and the mayor and I have been joined at the hip from the beginning in our belief that this is a situation that calls for strong federal engagement, making sure that there is a different strategy at the borders, and now the path that they announced as a result of countless conversations that we have had jointly and individually with the White House, Chief of Staff, Secretary, that we now have a path where we're going to start seeing the flow of individuals stemmed. I mean, they're going to be stopping at the border. Also, people at their home country, Venezuela, will understand that there's a path that can be legal, but you have to take steps in your own country, have a sponsor. So there's a whole program that I believe is going to change the dynamic very quickly. But I said in the meantime, we have a situation where there's thousands of individuals, the exact number, maybe 17,000. They're here now, Mr. Secretary, I said. They're here right now. And we need federal air cover to assist with this. So they'll be looking at this in their next budget. We have a commitment. We have continued to provide Port Authority space, legal services, transportation with the MTA buses, as well as making sure that they have the support they need staffing-wise with our National Guard. And we're going to talk about reimbursements with the federal government. So that is where we are now. There's going to be a change in this situation. We're going to deal with the situation at hand in cooperation, but also making sure that the tide of individuals coming here is stemmed, and I believe that they have a thoughtful response to that. With respect to upstate, I think the question is, how many more times do these people have to be shuffled around? These are human beings. This is a humanitarian crisis. When there becomes a legal path and work papers and a different dynamic, certainly there'll be a lot of places that'll want to embrace this community, but in the meantime, they are not political pawns. We need to take care of those who are here right now. So thank you, everybody.